What's up, everybody? Joshua here with Roth to talk about the big Marvel Cinematic Universe villain we have slowly building towards Thanos, the Mad Titan from the comics. But the thing is, he doesn't seem to be that evil yet anyways. We haven't seen much. You know, there's a lot of big signature villains in movies and in comics and everything that we're used to just sort of showing what they can do before we actually confront them. But so we have three villains in mind who could help Thanos out, give him some pointers. And the first one is the villains of Star Wars.
Yeah, I actually would love to see that conversation happen. I would love to see that actually play out. But this is what we're thinking.
To have the villains sit down with him
and be like, sit down and be like,
an intervention.
An intervention. We want to talk to you. You're not quite evil enough yet. This has been a topic, right? Since Guardians came out. By the way, I love Guardians, love the movie. But the one thing that I did think was like, wow, Ronan really kind of told him off and there were no consequences. Gamora just left and there were no consequences. By the end of the movie, Nebula had left. She also kind of backtalked him a little bit.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert. Sorry. Anyway, continuing on. So what we thought about that, and like, this isn't really working because if he's the big bad of the Marvel universe, we need to see that viscerally. Where have we seen that really work? Well, one of the places is obviously the Sith, and the first place you would have seen that really work is with Vader. I mean, you gave Vader any lip and it was like,
yeah, immediately it was just, yeah. So, and even there, you know, Vader even had to answer to somebody else, the Emperor.
Absolutely. So not only was he physically imposing, were there not severe consequences to any actions, the stormtroopers were scary and they were scared of him, but this is where it really got great.
I don't know if the stormtroopers were scary, but...
They were scary. Anyway.
One shot through their armor, they're done. Okay, anyways.
Anyway.
Well, you're about to, like, you're doing like a force choke to me.
They were scary. And more than that, so we're comparing really him to being the emperor of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We already had a conversation about that. The Emperor was scary, not just because he was scary by the time you saw him, but because Vader was so scared of him. I mean, it was like, the Emperor's coming here, everybody get everything ready. Yeah. He like got a duster out, you know?
Yeah.
And so it worked because the scary dude was scared of him. Like Ronan, had he been really scared of him, I think we would have felt that more in the movie, but because he told him off, we felt it less. So that's one lesson. And also, this is the cool thing that's similar to Thanos, that is that the Emperor was held back, right? Like, not unlike a Lord of the Rings villain. Like
Sauron, who was he didn't even take physical form the entire movie, but people were scared to. I was scared as an audience member, that giant red eye. Of course, we saw him in the opening scene, the voice. The opening scene, he is this huge, giant guy just smashing warriors to bits with this immense power, great physical. And in the very beginning, you saw, well, this person was a problem. He needed to go. So he was the bad guy.
And he could also control other really powerful forces.
Yeah, he had the ring wraiths, which were super creepy, and they were his agents. They were like his Darth Vader, sort of, throughout the movies. So again, like, we felt like some fear for this that you just don't feel with Thanos.
Not just yet, not just yet. I think another one, a great one, is Voldemort, who has...
He who must not be named, please. I don't want to get in trouble.
Pardon me. Yeah, he who must not be named, because he had sort of another similar trajectory where he slowly started to appear. He was gaining, well, he was literally gaining his body back as the movies went on. Rise in power. But you had the Death Eaters, again, who were these really scary figures who were scared of him. And if anybody crossed him, there were severe consequences immediately. He killed with impunity. You know what I mean? Voldemort did not pull any punches.
Cruciatus Curse, murdering people. Lucius Malfoy, he was like sort of the villain, mini villain leading up, and then he was terrified by the fourth movie when Voldemort actually showed up. Yeah, and he paid severely if there was any sort of crossing or questioning of anything with Voldemort. And so I think that what we need to see with this character, with Thanos, is that I do think that before we get to his big storyline, which we assume will be in the Avengers 3, we don't know, but we assume, we do need to see him yield some, like, we need to see his wrath. We need to see some severe consequences. We need to see just how powerful he is, and that he is absolutely not to be messed with. I mean, he didn't even defeat Ronan in this movie. You're right, you're right. Yeah. You know, the only sort of thing I can kind of come up with to, you know, back up Thanos a little bit is we know he's obsessed with death from the comic book, for the Infinity Gauntlet. He kills half of existence to impress death, but maybe he is just...
Oh, big deal. Only half.
Only half, yeah. Wow. hard to please. But maybe he's just stirring up conflict and starting wars. Like he's sending people to attack Earth, and he's sending agents around. He doesn't care what they do if they disobey him or not. He just wants them to like cause conflict,
strife, and cause conflict
to appease death. And so maybe that's what he's doing, but maybe not. But still, we want to see as an audience, we want to be afraid of this guy. When he showed up, he just looks like he's covered in bling, purple guy, not that, imposing.
I mean, we love the character. We're really excited about the death storyline, and I think that there's some pieces that are working about it. But yeah, absolutely. I think as an audience member, especially for audiences that are not familiar with the comics, that it's really important to establish just how viscerally terrifying this guy is. And whether or not he just wants rampant death, I mean, that's scary in itself. Like, I don't care, just die. You know what I mean? Something.
Oof, and on that note, yeah, that's what we think about Thanos and how he needs to get more evil. Let us know what you think in the comments. And for all things Thanos, Marvel, and bad guys, keep it locked to IGN.